Good morning. It is Tuesday, September 16th, 8:30 a.m. and we are here for our consent agenda review / work session. Are there any immediate topics for this meeting? None for you, Caitlin?
I do. Rob, can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay. I received an email back from the Columbia Basin Hospital about the flu clinic to be held potentially at the barbecue. And they said that that time frame so soon is not recommended so that the shot can get optimal coverage during flu season. So they are recommending sometime in October towards the end. So there will not be able to do a flu clinic at the barbecue. So is it okay for me to attempt to schedule something towards the end of October?
Yeah, let me, I have a little note down. Let's visit with HR about that.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Phil, make sure we get their support on that. Thank you, Barb, for following up on that.
Are there any other topics?
I did have a question for the commissioners about scheduling. Yesterday, you guys had requested a meeting with the chair and the vice chair of tourism. Pam will be out of the country from September 25th until October 18th. Next week for the schedule, if we were trying to schedule them next week, you'd be here until like 4 or 4:30 on Monday or 5 p.m. on Tuesday. So my question was if you wanted me to schedule it next week or if you wanted to wait until after she gets back, which would be like October 20th at the earliest.
When's LTAC close?
LTAC closes on October 6th.
So we need to do it before that. Probably. Yeah. Just so we have kind of a idea of what's going on when we go into LTAC.
Give a homeless housing plan update check-in at 3 on Monday. It'll probably only take a half an hour. So I could schedule them in at 3:30. Then the other two commissioners would have a half an hour or maybe an hour gap. The financial resources meeting, do you know anything about that? If that's all three of you or just you?
It's me.
Okay,
What time's that one at?
from 2 to 3.
On the same day as the homeless meeting? Nice.
The other option is having it be after the public hearings on Tuesday, but you'd be looking at scheduling it from 4:30 to 5 on Tuesday, because you have the developer agreement.
That's hearing day, right?
Yes.
I wouldn't do it that day. They could go long.
I mean, the other option is scheduling it through lunch, like from 12 to 12:30 or something like that.
You know, I'm 100% good with that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
You fine with that? Gonna be?
Kevin, I can pack a lunch. I'll share my lunch.
Here, Kevin.
Cold lunch.
Yeah, I know, I'm putting mine in here. By the time I make it upstairs, I put ice in my lunch. Kill myself with food poisoning.
Okay, I'll work on getting that scheduled.
Yeah, it looks like Monday or Tuesday. Oh, okay, so Tuesday on the 23rd is the CELA
Yes.
visit, okay.
Any consent agenda items that jumped out to any of you?
Yeah, the lean, or the lead summit. We have funds. I think we could probably find some funds out of miscellaneous general government, because I get that the request not to charge, but there's an expense for the fairgrounds to put that on. We've always said, even if, just incurring expense, just pay it so that it, but that's just my thoughts previously, what we've tried to do.
I think last year we waived the fee.
Okay.
I'm not against doing something like that.
There's the lease. We don't charge anything for the lease, right? It's just a free.
No, so nobody is charged that participates. Like, we're not charged. If you're speaking, you're not charged, but if you're just going to
I think it's $35.
listen, it's $35, and that's because, food and drinks are provided. And they're trying not to make it a commercial deal, They're trying to keep it just for what the idea behind it was.
Yeah, it's good. It's good for the community.
Yeah, it's good for, us to hear what everybody's doing there. It's good for them to hear what we're doing. And then it's good if you want to go and hear what's going on.
Right.
So we're trying not to allow, like the battery and the solar companies, they want to come. And they want to pitch why they're not going to hurt the area and all that. And they keep denying them. And they're willing to pay pretty much whatever in order to do that. So.
I think miscellaneous general government, and then it's not a burden. For the fairgrounds. It's not really their event.
Right. Yeah, first funds there, might as well.
So they approve the facilities and rental agreement, and then I think it's later on, just a minute. Okay, number 13, approve to waive the fees, the rental fees for the lead summit, and I think we need to.
So we're gonna need to pull that from consent and then get an invoice from the fair and then approve the invoice next week.
Well, no, because we can approve it on number 4. We can approve it with the caveat that we are going to take it pay for it out of miscellaneous general government. So we approve number 4, which is the agreement.
And
But
then we just pay it.
deny number 13, yeah, and then we just make a note that we'll pay it out of miscellaneous general government. We could maybe we could probably squeeze it out of a 113 account, but that would be a little. The SIP, it goes. But we should be safe with miscellaneous general government. By finding any more creative funding spots, so. Emergency management, I see you are here.
Yes, we have 2 items on there.
A grant in the amount of $325,000.
Yes. I want to provide a little bit more information on that one. So that's the request to accept the Hazard Mitigation Grant Program grant, $325,756. This is to provide backup generator power for Fire District 3 in Quincy, 7 in Soap Lake, and then 10/11 for Royal Slope. There is a $40,719 local match that will be covered by the fire districts, reimbursing the county back. And $16,287 will be a management and administration cost that will come back to the county as well. Term is May of 2025 to May 30th of 2028. Yep, I think that's it.
Okay, thank you for the additional information. Public Works, it looks like you have a reimbursable work agreement between us and Adams County.
Yes, for testing their HMA materials for a project they're doing.
test it, are we not allowed to test them ourselves, or is it, do they not have the equipment to test it
They
themselves?
don't have the equipment.
Okay,
We did this, I think 2 years ago, we did it for them. We've done it several times for them.
that's all I have.
So I'll send you on 13, and you're just gonna request that we pay that one fund.
Yeah, not waive it, so deny that one, and then probably in the motion on 4, try to make it as seamless as possible. That's my intent, but I just need to make it as easy as possible. And then Central Services, Tom was kind enough in his capital funds. Capital, he included everything that he might, lights, whatever, I mean, everything. Line items, so he's done this before and been denied, obviously. Put everything in that.
Any other items? Anything for the audience?
We have a walk-on. It's that Prothman agreement for the recruiting of the county engineer.
You got it.
You get it?
Put it on for a walk-on. So I show that will be our only walk-on.
I have a question. You asked if the audience had anything. Is the meeting that's coming up at 9 in regards to the Stratford Road project? Is that the proper time to address the concerns of the community of Wilson Creek?
Well, normally the proper time would be during our public comment portion, which is at 2 p.m. But you are here and we have been allowing people to talk. We will be going into recess in a couple minutes and you'll have 15 minutes to talk to one of us.
And we have Public Works right next to you, so we should be able to get an answer. Morning.
Cindy, will you want to see this Prothman contract?
Oh, is it right there?
Yeah.
No, I know
I
we've
have
been
another
waiting for it.
copy.
It's been vetted by the,
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything further, commissioners, staff?
I'm just happy to see it.
I know, we're like,
No, nothing for you, Barbara?
No, sir, I'm good. Thank you.
All right, we will go into recess until 9 a.m. and we are back for a Public Works update. Good morning, it's 9 a.m. and we are here for our weekly Public Works update. Welcome Dave, Andy, John, and Kat.
Good morning.
morning.
We'd like to start with a West Shore update. I think Dave's going to present that on some safety enhancements that have been done through this project. And that's the handout that you've been given.
There we go. So with West Shore, we've added several safety enhancements as part of the project for that 2-mile section from the city limits north. Let's just go over them. And this, because there's people that are asking questions about what safety enhancements we've done. 10-foot wide lanes. So the intent of that is to prepare for, if in the future there is a wish to reduce the speed limit, we now have changed the road geometry, so it is now possible to reduce the speed. It is 35 currently by code, and the possibility of reducing it to 30 or 25 miles per hour is there. That is the item 7 that you see in the list there, potential future safety improvement. But we have 6 safety improvements that are installed in place right now. 10-inch wide lanes, that's to reduce the 85 percentile speeds. And just makes it uncomfortable to overspeed. So when you have a smaller lane, it's human nature. You slow down a little bit. And I've already heard back that some people say, well, it feels uncomfortable now. Exactly. Because we're trying to slow people down. They shouldn't be going 50. They should be doing 35 or less. 6-inch extra wide fog lines, those, especially at night, they provide clear delineation. And if there are some calls to say, try this out in other locations to reduce the speed to 25 elsewhere, I really think that changing the road geometry would be an important step before. Because if you leave the road as it is, then people are still going to overspeed on it. They're used to what they were doing before. So this is a way to do it with the 10-foot lanes and 6-inch fog line. Vertical curbs and sidewalks. I know there was some people that didn't want the sidewalks, but they do. The vertical curb and the sidewalks provide a clear delineation between pedestrians and the vehicles. And it is actually the primary safety enhancement out there is the curbs and sidewalks. Radar speed limit signs on both ends now. We have a radar speed limit sign. It may be necessary to relocate the one on the south end to a better location because where it's at now, there is line of sight issues with the trees hanging down over it. We have to clear them out all the time. But that's for the future. But we do have radar speed limit signs that are up in operation now. The crosswalks, we have piano bar crosswalks now, where we didn't have that before. We did not have ADA ramps either, of course, as well on either end. Now we do. And then, of course, the intersection stop bars. So this is a perfect example here. Here's an aerial photo just taken recently. We have stop bars now for the stop signs. We have crosswalks with the piano bars. We have the curbs and sidewalks, the 10-foot lanes, the 6-foot fog line, the radar speed limit signs. And then, of course, item number 7, potential safety enhancement number 7, is the potential speed limit change, which is something that we need to go through a process. But we are prepared if there is a desire to do it, or if we're going to look into doing it, we are prepared to do it, but we don't have to. Currently, the 35 that's in place, 10-foot lanes, maximum speed that you're really supposed to coast with 10-foot lane is 35. So it is right on the edge. So you don't want to go any faster than that. But you could reduce to 25 now with that in place. So there's your safety enhancements. We're going to put that on the Public Works website so that way you can direct people. Oh, perfect. So that way you can just direct people there because they're going to have questions. I've heard, some people make comments about it, and just direct them here. And it gives you some support, because I know that you get asked a lot of questions on specifically this, so that was the
Honestly,
intent.
most of the comments that I've had are people you're using the sidewalks more than ever. And they
Yes.
love it. So it's been good on my comments that I've had anyway.
I even saw a gentleman on a wheelchair the other day. So I've been out there quite a bit on Fridays, and I've been watching a lot of people use the sidewalks. They're in use right now.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. All right. Do you want to also talk about Stratford? Or what else do you want?
So, is there any questions on that for West Shore? Anything else?
How many additional approvals have you had since?
So we have 54. We've got another 4 in that I have to process today, I guess. Then, so that gets us down to about 16. And many of those 16 we've been working with already. So contractor comes back in 2 to 3 weeks. We will go out and get all of those. And if we have a few that didn't sign a permit, what we'll do is we will conduct the work all the way to the right-of-way line. So that way we're set to go further if we have to. So we're gonna hit everything. But we have a few more weeks, and the right-of-way consultant has been phenomenal to work with. So on Thursday, when I was out there, he set up a couple meetings between me and some of the owners out there, just on the fly. Said, hey, you need to talk to these people because it would really help out. It was great last Thursday. So he's been doing a lot by phone, and he's been working the list down really quick, actually.
And the ones he's talking about are the folks we had to mail them to, or the property
Yes.
owners don't live here. And
Yes.
they've been fairly responsive, so.
So things are going really good right now. 2 to 3 weeks, contractor back, and then we'll pave some driveway ramps. Get rolling.
What's the cutoff date for the asphalt plant?
It's an excellent question. So in the past, it is possible to go past October 15th. And in the past, they've gone as late as November 20th, basically past the middle. It all depends on weather, depends on the number of projects too. But asphalt, and because it's heated, we can do work even when it gets a little bit cooler. We can still do some work as long as that asphalt plant is open. It's a quick drive to here, so that it doesn't lose all that heat. And again, we're talking about driveways too, not the main line of the road. But the first permits, because we have a 90-day window on the permit, the first permits start to run out on October 22nd. I've been talking to the contractor about that too. But it looks like the first and second week of October, we're going to be rocking and rolling. And it helped that the union strike is over too for the operating engineers, thank goodness. So timing is good. We have a little bit of a buffer too. Excellent question. I just want it done.
Is that asphalt coming out of a Hiawatha plant?
I'm not sure. Ultimately,
It'll be whoever the contractor subs with, so hopefully that'll be it, the low bid.
The strike update, as Dave said, it ended yesterday afternoon. Solid Waste will start working tomorrow. They have some people out there doing staging and getting ready. And we're not sure of the start date on Stratford. They haven't confirmed that, but I think they're doing the same thing, bringing equipment back and getting ready. And so we actually allowed them to put a few of their pieces of equipment at Grand Orchards. They're gonna move those back out of the project and things like that. But as of this morning, they have not confirmed their restart date, but just glad it's over.
if the contractor can get to the point where they have there's crushed surface down, then we may have the opportunity to put a first spray down at least.
Yeah, there's it's weather dependent, but
Yeah, it all depends on how quickly they get it done and whether we could possibly put a prime shot of oil down and then wait till next to put a second, get it through the winter. But
Because that would
if we
stabilize it.
if we get early winter or they don't get, yeah, it's all lots of variables.
Right.
And the reason to caution by putting the second layer, because what it'll do is it'll bleed through in the spring when it heats up again, because it didn't have enough time to melt in, if you will. So, but if we can get that first prime coat on, at least it'll stabilize.
And it'll bleed in the spring. Well, if we put oil down at this point, it's gonna bleed in the spring no matter what. But we won't cover it with a second shot to make it that much worse. We'll just take care of it until we can put a second shot down.
So you were talking about even waiting through the summer to let it just bleed and melt in that first prime coat.
We'll wait till we're done seal coating and let it bleed out and do its curing, and then we'll clean it up and then fix anything that needs to be fixed, and then put the second shot. Let it get some heat to it and it'll cure a lot faster.
Sure. Another advantage to getting that prime coat down is to protect the road base that's there. If throughout the winter, if it doesn't have that cap over there, all that moisture will get in and all those big vehicles will just knead it into.
You lose a lot of your fines down into the rock.
So it's all timing. It's all timing
And
now.
we've done that.
And
It's all weather and timing, exactly. We're gonna do our best. We're gonna try this to see what can happen, but you gotta push the contractor to get the crush down.
And they still have about 4 pipes to put in, as well as 3 big, huge soft spots that they've got to dig out and recompact as well before they can even start putting rock down. So hopefully they're going to work on both, work on the soft spots and start bringing rock in at the beginning.
So I was telling Dave, you need to tell them they need to work double time.
And they have to find manpower. So all the guys that were on strike have gone to other jobs and working, because they didn't get paid for 5 weeks. So now they're working somewhere else, and now they got to see what they can get back. So, it's not our strike, but they've got to figure out how to get more people back and working, because some of them potentially won't come back. They may have jobs they like now, otherwise. So.
Solid Waste have a meeting at 10:30 today, but they're probably 2 to maybe 3 weeks away from having that completed where we can start putting trash in it, so. I'll know more today about solid waste. Still working on Stratford. Next, real quick, would the board be interested or be opposed to me writing a letter of support to the city of Moses Lake for a roundabout at L Northeast and 3 Wheeler? It's all their property. We can't really stop them, but they're trying to get grant funding for it, and we're asking for a letter of support. The one thing that, when in talking to Kat, is from L to N, we would prefer they make it 2 lanes with a turn lane and keep it that way from L to N, because they eventually would like to put another roundabout at N. And N is where our property starts. That's where we do have a little say on the east side. So they're requesting a letter of support for the grant at L and 3. Are you opposed? Do you want it to come from the board? I think it would mean more, or would you like it to come from me or Dave or?
I'm okay with that. I think it's needed.
Yeah.
Well, we could do,
That intersection's terrible.
sorry, Kevin, I didn't mean to cut you off. We could come from the board and then the engineer and public works. We could have something that listed all of us, so
Okay.
I think it would have a lot more weight than just the county commissioners.
Well, and L and 3 is,
Terrible.
it's right where they're going from 35 to 50 if you're eastbound. And plus it being 4 lanes and wide shoulders, it's a long intersection to get across. It's,
And
I'm
nobody
excited.
does 35.
Oh, no,
Not at
no.
all.
But when you're
Especially
going
you
from
coming.
45 to 60 in the 50-mile-an-hour section.
Hey, do
Where's
you
that
mind-
grant coming from though?
Do you remember, Kat?
I'm
Was
sorry?
it, where's that grant? Was that
It's
Yeah.
TIB.
TIB?
Yeah.
It's just
And-
weird
and-
because they're paying for the Yonezawa roundabout.
Yanazawa is STVG funded, and the one at L would be TIB funded.
And TIB also agreed that that section between L and N, that they're gonna be 1-lane roundabouts. So basically you have to get it down to 2 lanes from the 4 to be able to get to the roundabout. And if we have another roundabout at N, now if they don't stay with 3, you're gonna go from 3 to 4 to 3 lanes. And the problem is that creates choke points and more merging, creates a lot more traffic issues. And so TIB initially said, we will not fund that second roundabout unless it is continuously 3 lanes. And so we're basically agreeing with TIB that, yeah, we're all for the second roundabout, but you need to make sure that it is 3 lanes and can be consistent so that you don't have all those conflicts of interest or issues in that section.
I guess my next big ask would be if you could compile a letter so you know exactly what, so we know the letter we're signing, and then give it to Caitlin, and then we'll have signature bars for the commissioners, and then Public Works Engineer and Public Works Director. Does that sound?
I'm in support of it as well. And I think because of the funding restriction, our concern is going to be met.
Yeah.
They just don't have the money to be able to do the second one.
Yeah, and what happened is when they had their council meeting, they had some of the parcel owners say they would prefer it to be 4 lanes and not 3 lanes that entire stretch. But again, they aren't thinking about the long-term effect of what that would do.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why if it's going to go 4 lanes, it just creates, you're solving one problem to create new problems.
Okay, we'd be happy to do that.
All right, thank you.
You guys don't need me anymore, right?
No, thank
Get
you.
back to my other job.
Thank you, Dave. It was
Thank
nice meeting
you. You
Thanks,
bet.
Dave. Have a good day.
You bet.
Next up, Kat came, we just completed a speed study on 4 Northeast and West Shore. So I'm gonna turn it over to Kat.
So we provided the speed studies to you, and these are really good examples of utilizing the 85th percentile and what you can change the speed limit without changing the geometry. So if you look at the one that is West Shore Drive northbound, so this is West Shore north of 4 Northeast. The 85th percentile is 36.2 miles per hour. So you want to go 8 miles is about the most you can change people's speed limit from that 85th percentile. So to go down to 25 is not going to, the speed limit will not be adhered to. People will go over that. If you look at the 4 Northeast, its 85th percentile is 43.69. 35 miles per hour is within that 8 miles. That is a great one to lower to 35. I have no problem with that. Don't need to change the geometry. You can just change the speed limit.
And that's the one from F to West Shore, the F intersection where we've had the accident. So that's a good one that does support 35.
Yeah, the numbers support that without any geometry change to the road. It shouldn't be a big, you're always going to have the outliers no matter what speed limit you put there. But using that 85th percentile is going to get your majority. And that means most of the people are going to be within that speed. And so that's predictable and you can, drive accordingly. The problem is, again, when you have the disparate of speeds, when you have someone going 35 and someone else going 50 and they're riding the bumper of the 35. So we want to avoid those scenarios. So that's why we want to look at that 85th percentile and go, okay, 8 miles, up to 8 miles, 5 to 8 miles, we can change the speed limit. But if you want to do more than that, then we've got to make geometry changes to the roadway to get driver behavior to change.
Any questions?
Not for the F to West Shore.
Okay. We were gonna talk about the abatement fund, but we asked the sheriff to be here and I think they forgot. So let's circle back to the accomplishments. I didn't know if we'd have time for that one.
First of all, line striping is done for the year. Did just over 1.5 million linear feet of striping. Also, the pedestrian crossing at Patton and Westover, they should be putting up the lights, flashing light signs this week and painting on Friday. So that should be completed by the end of the week for that one. Litter crew was out 1.85 tons. I had 49 tires, refrigerator. They were, looks like they were working a lot in the District 3 area. 4 Southwest, U Northwest, 28 Q Southwest, so a lot of the South County area. At solid waste disposal, 2,855 tons received. On the road districts, like grading in districts 1 and 3, rock raking in districts 1 and 2, gravel replacement in all districts. We're doing paving, patching, and pre-leveling, both in next year's seal coat area and outside of the seal coat area. Crack filling in District 1 and 2 for next year's seal coat area. We had a semi trailer break in half on Road 20 on Friday.
Was it?
Possibly overloaded with spuds, but you never know.
Okay, I said we had, I thought it was like we, Public
No,
Works.
it was
but
a
we're
spud
not
hauler.
No, I'm like, I
It
didn't
was,
hear this one. Blair forgot to announce this.
Trailer broke in half in the middle of 20 Road, probably at a pretty high rate of speed, and tore up the road pretty good, but they patched it up yesterday. So that was called out on Friday. Did some bridge inspections on Johnson Road, some road street sweeping, also some sweeping in the chip seal areas just before the striping went down. And that's about it. They did a little bit of reimbursable work for the Port of Ephrata, some patching that they had. We did a little bit earlier in the year before seal coat, and then we finished it up here last week. That's about it. Any questions on that?
Did they get all the potatoes picked up?
Yeah, I guess it took they had a track hoe out there and 2 loads and a side dump trailer to get the 1 trailer load of potatoes hauled out. So I've got some pictures I can send you. We haven't ever seen a spud trailer right in the middle, just boop.
Just driving down the road.
Well, I think you went over
Was
the
it-
bridge at that, what's that canal? But I think probably that helped it.
Yeah.
And then the landing gears hit the road and they didn't slow it down a lot.
No. I think they got it all fixed yesterday, so.
Yeah. Hopefully at insurance, we'll be sending him a bill.
Any questions on our consent items?
No.
This concludes our meeting. Thank you.
Thanks, gentlemen.
I have one question. Just hold on a second.
How are things going with Benjamin?
With the what?
Benjamin? Called me last week. I haven't been able to get in touch with him.
Yeah, it's with the attorney, it's at the PA. They're swamped. So the Prothman thing, that was me. They had it reviewed. I was in negotiations with an engineer for about 3 weeks.
Yeah, we already blamed you anyway.
Okay. So to make sure it was accurate. So hopefully we're trying to have a meeting with Prothman later this week. Kick things off. So I know Dave's getting worn down. I think the city's getting tired of the deal we have going. We don't have the full support we need. It's just
Ray said he was okay still, so that's all I care about.
a couple more weeks, he thinks.
Yeah, I said, we're doing what we can, so he's like, no, it's okay.
Yeah,
Dave may not feel that way though.
I think Dave's getting tired.
He worked literally Friday, Saturday, Sunday, almost the entire day on West Shore.
So we've had, this was last Thursday, we had over 1,700 people review the job, either any of all the spots that we had posted. We had 2 applicants and neither was viewed. So if we're seeing it, it's just, let's see how this goes.
Okay, so my question was, next week we do have the hearing for the speed limit stuff. Is the north of 4 also going to be, is that still a request to be the 25 in that hearing?
So
I just want to understand that hearing better than I did when we did the
I
hearing.
know Barb made one change, I think, to the original petition. I think it was to include for northeast between West Shore and F. So I think she included that section, but I think that's the only part that got included to that original petition.
Okay.
And that's because we got brought out there to quickly get a speed study to see if it made sense and got the numbers back and went, I feel completely comfortable with this, and he agreed. So that was an easy one. The problem with the 25 is the 85th percentile did not, hold that up. So that's why we had to do physical changes to the roadway. We haven't done this before. We're gonna have to wait, a year, see what happens. I know initially it's gonna have an impact, but once people get used to it, that's the key, is to see how long that lasts. And so because we haven't done this before in the county, we don't have, any, statistics to say, yeah, we know this is gonna work, or this will work for a year, or this, we just don't know yet. But it has a good chance, and there's statistics backing up that it should have an effect.
So that, the 10-foot lanes went all the way to the golf course?
Yes, and past.
All the way past.
Oh, really?
All
Yeah.
the
So
pavement.
past the golf course, there were no lanes?
So we wanted to make sure, because if you wanted to do the 25, it needed, the minimum is to try and do the 6-inch fog line and the 10-foot lanes. It's at least a start, and then we're gonna do more speed study to see what effect it has. But because of the timing, when they're getting painted, it all had to be done,
Okay.
right? And so that's why, and then when they originally didn't put the fog lines south of 4, and that meant it was a 12-foot lane. Well, 12-foot lanes are actually more dangerous than 10-foot lanes, and there's statistics to show that, to back that up. So we're like, well, if they want to go 25, and we know that it's been proposed based on the school, based on some other issues that the other area might be 25, let's do the 10 feet the entire way. And that way we're prepared, so that and then we'll have numbers to back up whether it makes sense or not. I know that there's so much controversy already with West Shore that to change it from 25 to 35 to 25 right
Let's
now.
do it now.
Seemed like it might be a little not the best timing. And also this way we have ways to kind of say, yeah, this works. We can do this versus, well, we'll try, kind of attitudes. So I think this way we're going to have a really much better idea as to if this works, if it really does have a traffic calming effect, or if they're still going to, exceed the speed limit.
Well, it definitely looks like the road is smaller, just with the overview,
Yeah.
the visual on that. So thank you for your excellent ideas on.
Well,
kind of
nationwide, this has been
visual.
tested, so this is nothing new. And like I said, there's a lot of studies showing that this works. So we're gonna find out if it works in Grant County.
Well, we've had complaints about the mailboxes and people feeling
Yes.
unsafe. So that 6-inch fog line with a 10-foot lane, giving them 2 extra feet between there and the curb, should also help people feel safer in that regard as well. That was another benefit.
Well, then walking on the sidewalk too. I feel like you have a little buffer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like it.
Well, you're kind of in a position, I guess, because really this hearing for the speed limit ordinance has to be approved and turned into CRAB the golf cart thing is afterwards, so you kind of have to make up your own mind of what you're gonna do there to which one you're gonna approve.
Yeah, that hearing, it was almost like it was a package.
Yeah, and it's
that's-
not.
it
They shouldn't have
wasn't.
even been here for that, really.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
They were pushing their issue, but their issue isn't until after this ordinance is done. And this has to be done per crab, so we have to get this done.
I think the safety enhancements to look forward to that in the future is the way to go. So thank you, guys.
Thank you.
We'll take a quick recess until we get facilities and TS in here, and we will be back. All right, good morning, everyone. It is 9:34 a.m. and we are here for facilities, maintenance, and TS update. We have Joe, Kevin, and Keith with us today. How are you guys doing?
Good. How are you guys all?
Great.
Good. I'll go first.
All right.
Mine's kind of short and sweet today, so I'll get it out of the way and let yes go through theirs. So really, one of the biggest challenges we've had in the last week and a half, 2 weeks is personnel. So we got some things going on in people's personal lives that are pulling them out of work, PTO, things like that. So we're just trying to keep our head above work orders and keep things rolling. Other than that, tag on to that, we did offer the open maintenance 4 position to a person. His name is Brandon Burton. He accepted and will be starting on September 29th. So that should help the courthouse staff quite a bit. Other than that, things that we worked on, we set up for Patriot Day this last week, and that went over very well. They were all happy with how the grounds looked, and we got the chairs and everything set up for them, so it went off pretty good. We did have 2 bid openings last week for HVAC. One was for a Wheeler Road rooftop unit, and one was for a fan-cooled unit up at Youth Services right here in Ephrata. And Basin Refrigeration was the lowest bidder on both projects. We did have quite a few bidders come in for these projects. We had 12 companies come in on the one and then 10 on the other. So good competition, but at the end of the day, we only had 2 bids come in for the job at right up here at the Youth Services building, and 3 bids come in for the job at Wheeler Road. We're working on completing items on the CSHR building to get that ready to occupy. There's some power that needs to get run for the servers and the switches and everything over there yet. We're gonna get that set up and get signage, but yeah, it's getting pretty close. We'll be able to commission that building soon, and then as soon as furniture gets here, we'll be moving in. Working on budget, obviously. Everybody got through Lexapol and we're still alive, but we got her done. And we did have so with our CMMS, we do a business quarterly review with the company, Limble. And we sat down, and usually what comes out of that, we set a couple goals. And as we were talking through, how we were performing against maintenance KPIs that we set out there, one of the goals that we came out that we're going to work on in the next quarter is getting our reactive work down from 35% down to 20%. And what that means is that what we're trying to do is get work orders that are unplanned or things that come in that are, let's say lights are going out or pumps are going down or an HVAC unit's failing, trying to get those number of occurrences decreased. So we want to get that to about 20%. That should help our days go a little bit more smooth, and then hopefully not have to get caught up in chaos of the day. It can be easier for the technicians, better planning, reduce costs because you're not having to buy things quickly. So that's some of the benefits of getting that reactive work down. Also, we're going to work on inventory and getting more parts into our inventory system in there so that we can track those better as well. Any questions? That, like I said, is pretty short this week. Anything for me?
All right.
Yes, I'm out of here.
Good morning, everybody. So we got a few things, not a whole lot, but the last week,
Ricky and I went over to Moses Lake to meet with Tom and Dell at the new Renew facility on Yonezawa. We did a tour through the facility, see the construction, and talk about getting network put in over there. Lindsay sent Ricky a PDF of the floor plans marked up for data drops and sent that back yesterday. So that's moving forward so they can get their quote on the network for that. Courthouse Campus Unified Protect camera system is now installed. Ricky and Luke finished the primary installation of the cameras at the courthouse last week. I started getting role-based permissions and access to various departments and offices on campus. This mimics the access that we had under Exact Vision. The process requires that those users register with UI.com, so an invitation can then be sent to them for the new Protect Enterprise NVR unit. So I think we've got most people taken care of for that. There's a handful of sheriff's staff that we need to get sorted, I think is all that's left. So the building across the street, Ricky and Luke finished terminating the new building, and Ricky finished getting the network hardware installed. The fiber gateway is now in. He got stuff powered up temporarily, waiting on that permanent power from Kevin. I've been working, I also worked on getting an HVAC site set up for that location, which is also now installed over there as well. When I walked downstairs, Ricky was on the phone with Steve trying to get the gateway provisions so that we have network hopefully by the end of tomorrow, depending on how quickly the PUD reacts to the request. And then Keith has been working on bringing up a virtual machine for the HVAC controls to replace that computer that they thought that we needed, which was dumb. So they brought us an actual desktop computer and there was no place to put it. So fortunately, we were able to do a virtual machine for it. So we made a couple network changes yesterday, me and Keith, in order to facilitate that. So Keith, you finally got all the information from him for the VM?
Yeah, that came in midday yesterday, but I should have that finished up today.
Okay. Public Works in Wilson Creek, Kevin requested that we get a gateway installed out there. There is now a gateway installed out there. I don't know if it's powered yet or not. That's next on my list of sites to get brought online. So we'll be getting that spooled up here soon. I got contacted by Soap Lake PD this morning. Jody called me. She asked if I could meet with their new chief, Pat Kennedy. So I'll be heading there after this to go discuss with him the services that we provide and just answer any questions he might have. Also been working with Chief Ray Rodriguez from Royal City to bring them under our umbrella of service. Kind of going back and forth on some technical things at the moment, just trying to get all the bugs worked out. Hopefully we will have a signed interlocal from them soon so that we can bring it to you guys for signature on consent. Web and email update. Email Barracuda. Barracuda apparently changed its reporting, and John is having difficulty separating out some of the virus totals. 62,000 emails, 8,000 blocked or quarantined. Unknown number of those were viruses. For Web and Umbrella, we blocked 6,000 out of 54 million web hits. 118 blocks were categorized as security related. Of those, they were most likely malware. Malware is way up. Phishing and viruses are steady. Shield's holding. And he noted that email volume happens to be way down all of a sudden. So yeah, it's good for us. And now Keith is going to tell you all about our Spiceworks stats.
Yeah, well, real quick. I don't have a whole lot because I've been playing catch up. I was out last week with the crud that's been going around. Fun stuff. Let's see here. This last week, as Joe mentioned, he worked on we figured out some networking stuff, and I've been working on migrating servers to the new the DMZ network, which is basically a safe place for us to put public-facing sites that don't expose it to the internal networks. And then the big thing that I've been working on outside of my normal technical stuff is we've got our vendor for laserfish has a solution that they have rolled out for other entities for their paperless courts for digital signature capture. And I'm trying to get all the parties involved with the courts, district court, sheriff's office with corrections, Superior Court, the clerks and the judges, all together to find a schedule that we can meet with them. And I have much greater appreciation for stuff that Tom does because this is like herding cats and it's crazy. So anyway, so that's in progress, but it's difficult trying to find a time that everybody can be available.
I kind of want to add one thing on that too. Part of that is we want to get this initial meeting set up so that we can establish a baseline for what it's going to cost to get this implemented. The sooner we can get with them, the sooner we can get with CDI, the sooner we can get an estimate so that we can ask for the money, hopefully on a capital request for next year. I think was the idea that I had in mind on how to try and pay for that. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then on to our help desk stats. This last 2 weeks, we've had 135 tickets created. Our crew closed out 94 of them, 41 tickets remaining. Top ticket closer is Seth. He closed out 47.3% of all the tickets in the last 2 weeks. Evan following behind with 21, Jeremy at 18. Top ticket creators, Larissa in HR, Amanda Kim. She's been busy with all the Tyler stuff. And I'm not familiar with who she's from, Juliana Fries.
I think it's Public Works.
Okay, she's
'Cause
new
they
to
have I know they have a Juliana up there,
Yeah.
but that's a guess.
Oh, she might be the new CFO up there or somebody in accounting. Anyway, she's new to me, so I'm not familiar with the name. So anyway, but we've had an overall reduction in help desk tickets in the last month. Actually, it's been on a downward trend, which is kind of nice. Allows our guys to get caught up and work on other projects as well. So,
Juliana was going over in, I think, the community development building.
community development. Okay.
okay.
All right. It's a lot of new people.
I know, we have some transition.
Yeah, they're going from Public Works and they're helping out in there now. So.
And that's all we got. You guys got any questions for us?
Thanks for me.
Not yet.
All right,
let's run.
Day is still young. Thank you.
Well, that's all we got. So thank you.
All right, thank you. We will go into recess until we're back at 10 a.m. for HR update.
Good morning, it is 10:01. We are here with HR for our weekly update. First item of business, public comment. Is there any public comment pertaining to HR?
We have 2 attendees. There's an iPhone guest and Jim. I've given you the ability to unmute if you have any public comment for human release or for human resources.
It is 10:13. We are out of executive session. We did not take action, which would be illegal in executive session. I just want to note. No decision was made.
Okay. Item number 3, job application evaluation. Just wanted to give you an update on the interim county admin. I did send an official offer, and I'm waiting to hear back. So.
And then we do need to work with HR.
I have a notice prepared for your review.
Okay.
So once I have, if I get back a response, then I will send Caitlin and Barb that along with the board. You can review it, tweak it however you see needed, and send it out.
Okay.
Nothing for number 4, personnel disciplinary matters. Item number 5, I have a PAR for clerk of the board as we discussed last week in freezing the wage. that together for signature for you. And if I don't stand up here and grab it when you're done, I'll
No,
forget
you'll,
it.
yeah. Jonathan, that was usually Gina's job to make sure because she is a retriever of, if she knows,
Yeah.
it's like, what happened to him? Like, oh.
Yesterday, we heard from the assessor's office and New Hope with their requests. So I brought back the appraiser 1 position, new FTE, an added FTE for the assessor's office. Is the board prepared to make a decision on that?
For the assessor's office?
Correct.
Yes, I am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I have 2 yeses. Thank you. New Hope, Kids Hope. I was going to bring the org chart for you to initial and I forgot it, so I will bring that back. So we've got three positions. The DV high risk teams coordinator, along with the change of the 2 leads being switching them to managers and then archiving the lead positions.
Which that means that won't ever come back. Is that right?
We will bury them as far back as we can.
Okay.
Yeah, she shouldn't need team leads. This should stabilize her org chart and as I suggested yesterday, you could put the caveat in that should the board choose that there won't be any more reorganizations.
So
It could be
retro,
that
why is there
she's-
retro? We've been trying to get away from retro, working very difficult. Why, what is the need for retro on this?
She has requested the retro because that's when she got funding for,
Okay,
The
for these
positions.
positions.
and she
Was
also
that July
said,
1?
yes. She's also said that she feels that they have been underpaid and doing the work of managers for quite some time and is wanting to compensate them for that. So I haven't started out if you're good with the positions or not, and then make a decision separately about the retro.
It's really hard to draw a hard line on retro when we have these compassionate stories of, it's just hard, but
It is
if
hard.
we create more work upstairs when we do retro, we have more room for error when we do retro.
Correct.
And it feels heartless, but I think if we draw a firm line that we will not be doing retro unless we absolutely have to, I think it will entice people to move a little faster. Because retro is not a, oh, I forgot, or I need to do this. It's right here.
I want people to move faster so there isn't retro, but I want that faster to be well thought out.
Well, I think we
And
just
I-
start the process
Yeah.
prior to.
And I do think that Jonathan and Susie took their time to make sure that it was well thought out, rather than, oh, I've got this money, can I have this? They did take the time. So I know that retro does cause a lot of work for the accounting
Well, we also have
office.
a new, fairly new payroll
Yes,
system, or,
and retro will be easier with Tyler.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
but I still,
But
we
now
always
there
wanted
is
to
a
get
lot
rid
of
of retro. We keep saying, we're gonna get rid of retro, but we have these
Love to
compassionate.
get rid of retro.
But we have denied retro for others,
Yes,
so
you have.
as heartless as we are
So let's,
being consistent.
if we can, let's focus on position first and then we can move
Okay.
into the retro piece. So
Yeah, no, I
the
am
high
fine
risk.
with, yes, I'm totally fine moving in that direction.
I agree.
She does have the funding
And the
for
2
it, so.
leads, so the only thing I'm not in agreement with is I mean, you're gonna have to talk me into, because we need to go back and fix the retro for everybody else that we denied.
Yeah.
Unless it was somehow lost in our but that we did that created it not to be done.
Kevin, the other two manager positions,
Yeah, I'm okay.
you're okay with all three?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I have.
Jonathan's looking at me like I'm really heartless. I can feel the vibe.
No,
Jonathan.
I've
No, I'm
done
kidding.
payroll. I understand the pains of retro. I think, I've just been thinking about yesterday's discussions. I think a lot of it, in Susie's perspective, is I have all this money that I need to use, and I got it in January, so her
July.
intent, July, excuse me, in July, and her intent was, well, to have it go back to July, that way that money gets spent, I see
Yeah,
both
no, I
perspectives
see,
of
but
it.
it is
so
hard, because then
it
I
is.
feel like I'm gonna have to go back and say, those others that we did not approve to retro,
Could it be called something besides retro?
well, it's a bad, anyway, yeah. I just think we should, I think when we tell people that we're not gonna do retro, and we tell people that, but then we do retro, but I think we need to tell people that and show people that we're not doing retro. It's not that we're being heartless. We
Right.
have had errors in our payroll system,
Yes.
our payroll, and retro is not helping.
It does cause hardship.
It creates
To them.
bigger issues.
It does.
Especially if you do it manually. So I understand that.
The last, I think retro Michelle was telling, she had to do 5 different periods because of different changes. So it wasn't just one retro, it was 5 different.
Yeah. It was
One group, so.
significant.
So I'm a no on the retro.
Okay.
Kevin?
I asked that question yesterday, so if we're not gonna do it for everybody, we shouldn't do it for one.
So that was a no. Not to put words in your mouth, but was that a no?
I think that's a no.
Okay.
I think that's a no. I'm gonna go with it.
We've been talking about this for a while, and like Cindy said, if we're not gonna do it for everybody, we shouldn't do it.
Understood. Okay, we will let Susie know that she can move ahead with positions, but that retro is not on the table. Their last topic in position management, district court, they also have some positions that, according to the email I received from Judge Gwynn, that they came and spoke to you on September 2nd to see if the board would be willing to look at a reclassification for some district court positions. That would be the probation manager, probation officers, and community court specialists. And that the board directed them to talk to HR.
We did, with the caveat that we said,
Okay.
we're in the middle of doing the salary, the salary compensation plan, and then also rewriting all the job descriptions. So
Right.
we've kind of frozen.
Correct.
I think we've approved a couple because they were kind of some unique, but.
They were out there, they were being worked on. And
but-
the last 2 or the last 3 from New Hope, that was the only ones that I know that were out there. If district court, unbeknownst to me and Jonathan, who is your consultant, we haven't seen any new job descriptions. So in April, was it April? You did
April.
comps.
Yep.
And they didn't move forward at that point. I don't know why, but they didn't move forward. If they've changed the job description since then, I haven't seen them. They haven't met with Jonathan about that. So I would ask the board to continue to support what you have, and that is that for the comp study, we wait for the comp study.
And we told them that was most likely going to happen because that's what we've been telling everybody.
That's what we've been
Jonathan will need an
telling
escort out to my car when I
No
when I leave
problem.
today.
I mean,
Make sure my tires aren't slipped.
I will as well. So thank you for
And
that.
again,
And I will
we've
send
told
an
others
email back.
no, and so we need to be consistent.
Okay, I just wanted to follow up with you in case something has changed that I wasn't aware of. So I will respond and attach you to that response, so you're aware that they have received that.
So it's a probation manager, community specialist, and what was the other one?
Probation manager, probation officer, officers, and community court specialist.
And why? Do you know why they didn't include them with the others?
I don't.
Because they said they were kind of waiting for market, but I don't know if, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think the community
Got left behind.
community court coordinator was an exempt position and it fell below the threshold, the
Okay.
state threshold. And so we had to do something with it, and whether that was to reclassify as a non-exempt position
To an hour.
or to keep it exempt, it needed to increase to what the probation officer's wages, and I think that was a band 14, so it was adjusted at that point.
Yeah, I don't know why the probation manager and officers were not done. But
Yeah, so
it's happening. We are working on everything.
yes, and yes, and in Jan 1, that minimum or that FSLA will change again for Washington State, so we will have to look at all of our exempt positions.
And Kirk would bring us a list, which was nice, because sometimes if the duties change, they do need to remain exempt, and other times they could be brought back to hourly.
Yep, so we will provide the board that list with plenty of time to be able to review that, and what positions need to go to that non-exempt status versus ones that would stay exempt. And so you know that is also part of the comp study is on whether positions should or should not be. Next topic, nothing on item 6, nothing on item 7 or 8. Policy, I did send the 400 series. Kevin, thank you for your reply on that. Appreciate that. Cindy, have you had the opportunity?
Yeah, I have not finished.
Okay.
Yeah,
I will hold.
I will get them during lunch today.
I will hold them. And then item 10 under other, wanted to update you, the board, and let you know that HR is working on a new project, another new project. Yay, go team.
Good, because you guys have
Because
nothing
we don't
going on.
have enough. So I say that with a caveat is please don't give me more projects because we have a hard time not taking on some of our own. So, we have an API that we're putting in place. We being more Gina than we, but doing for NeoGov to Tyler, which will be nice. So NeoGov, a recruiting module, is it AIP or API? I wrote this wrong. That's what I thought. So the API will be very handy, and it's no cost to us in order to upload stuff from NeoGov straight into Tyler. So there hopefully will not be a lot of manual entry into Tyler. So rather than having the Tyler system, which we'd originally planned that data would be in there, it would be entered originally from the time somebody accepts a position. We'll be able to do the same thing with this. It'll just be an automatic upload. At 3 a.m? Yeah. Currently, yeah. So that's exciting, but takes a lot of work to get all of that in place. But just wanted to let you know that we're doing that, and we're excited about that.
And Tyler doesn't have APIs set up, so we really are the test people.
Yeah.
Good.
Which Nicole and I talked about it at length. Do we want to take this on? And I think it is to our advantage. It's free to us. We have already purchased the connectivity software for Tyler. It's also free for NeoGov. Basically, NeoGov gives Tyler access to the data, and then they play around with it to figure out the ins and outs and make it work. And so like Decor said, it'll take a long time to put it together because it is new to Tyler. But hopefully we can kind of make it the way we want it because it's so new. So we figured it was
Yeah.
kind of in the county's best interest to take this project on, in the hopes that it's a manual process moving forward, so.
And with Tyler putting a pause on it until go live in next July, it gives us some time to get this in place as well while we're working on the others. And that's what I have for you. Do you have anything for us?
Yes, we have a meeting tomorrow, I think at 2:00. Connections, Wednesday, isn't it 2:00 on Wednesday?
Let me look.
Friday.
Okay, so the Wednesday was canceled, it's still on my calendar, and then we have one, and I have 2 different times for Friday.
Wednesday, we
Oh.
are meeting.
So we do have the compensation connection tomorrow. Yes, Cindy,
At 2:00.
at 2:00.
Okay, and then on Friday,
Correct? Yes.
the job description review meeting, I have it, is it at 2:00? Because I have different times.
Friday. Have that on my schedule. Yes, I do. Is that at 2 as well? With them? Yes.
Because I
So
had 2 different times, so I'm like, I'm
both,
gonna verify.
both meetings with compensation connections are at 2.
Okay, oh,
Yeah,
that's
but on the
just,
calendar is 1:30 to 3:30.
yeah, okay.
I had
that's-
asked Barb for an extra time to set up the room and then extra time
Oh, okay,
after.
that's why. Okay, so you have the 1:30 to 3:30, but it's only 2 to,
Sorry,
no, I just
Yep.
wanted to verify.
Gotcha.
Okay, 2:00, that makes it easy, 2:00 for both.
you can help set up if you want to be here at 30.
Since Rob's here, do we want to go back to that
Uh,
earlier item?
Rob, we did go into executive session for labor relations. It's a settlement in the sheriff's office.
Yes.
Maybe you could just hand Rob the piece of paper. I think Kevin and I are okay with moving forward on it. We did not want to move forward without.
I just wanted, if she hands you guys papers in an open session, it would be
Yeah, it's public
record.
information
Well,
and
then
this
he
is
should
not
not.
public information, so
So
we
it
would know
would
to go
behoove
back
us
into exec.
to,
Not worry about it.
work forward with the
Yeah.
settlement. Do you want to go into executive session for 2 minutes?
I would prefer that.
Okay. So Rob, we're going to executive
Sorry,
session.
Caitlin.
You can go in. I gotta get to the form and stuff.
Okay, let me find it once more, because I'm really good at it now. Okay, so we're gonna go in from 9:32, we'll go, or 10:32 to 10:35. Into executive session.
For which one?
Labor relations, RCW 42.30.140
For their office, so I would encourage the board to get those results.
Oh, yes.
They just started it, right?
Yeah, we just started it here, what, a couple months ago?
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't think it was less than that. As far as you said 15th yesterday? That's when it went out, the survey?
Oh, no, it was 15 grand.
No, yeah, I'm talking about the survey. I think it went out this week.
I'd have to go back in my emails.
Okay, we're out of executive session. I'm requesting bargaining authority.
I move to give bargaining authority to HR on the items presented.
I'll second.
I don't think you need a full motion, do you?
I don't know,
Probably.
sometimes you
I'll
do
give
it,
it to
sometimes
you.
you don't, so.
Oh, okay, what's that? What's that?
Fine.
I'll see you.
Yeah, we don't normally.
You do.
We do?
You have been.
Oh,
We're pretty official now, we're pretty legit, we're raising the bar.
yeah.
Okay.
And if that is the only thing, I went to a training in Portland with Dal, and it just talks, his performance and excellence, Baldrige University. And they have like a Pacific Northwest, or it's not Pacific, it's a Northwest Baldrige. And he was gonna sign up a couple of his team members, his leaders, to attend as a fraction, like 10% of the cost, just to stick in our little local area versus across the United States. But just, if we take our policy, start maybe little pieces of it, we deliver it out. And I was just sharing with the board, our customer service is kind of our our professional attire. Some are very professional and others, some of our employees look like maybe they just rolled out of the gym or rolled out of bed and here we are. And I think we could raise the bar because people notice.
Yeah, you will see a difference in the policy when it comes to you.
So I think
Because
we
the
need
board has discussed that before, so.
I think we need to just remind, even though it's in the policy, like, this is in the policy, let's start working on maybe our customer service. Whether we need to do some online customer service, this is acceptable, this is not, this is a preferred way, this is substandard, because it really is incredible what Dell has gone through, and it's just, we all can provide great customer service. We don't have to, you know, when we come in the courthouse.
Absolutely. And customer service, as I'm sure you heard, isn't just the citizen coming in, right? Customer service is your peer. When Kim reaches out to me, I have to provide good customer service. She is my customer at that moment. If Jonathan comes to me for something, he is my customer at that moment, or vice versa. So customer service is very important, and I do think we've gotten away from that in some areas more than others, but.
Well, speaking of customer service, Rob, we did deny the retro as we're trying to draw a
retro.
Firm stance on retro. We did deny it for New Hope, so that may come back to bite us, but I think
Shouldn't the decision, if it was made today, is today, not 2 months ago, 3 months ago.
And we will, we shouldn't have any more reclasses coming, but if we do, we will be sharing that with the leaders of that no retro.
And then we're holding off on the reclassification of the probation manager, probation officers, and the community court specialist. As we're right in the middle, we've been asked to freeze everything as we're doing the salary survey and job descriptions.
Yep.
Just don't want you surprised in case you hear something, Rob. I think that's pretty much
else for us?
Anything for us?
I am done. Completed my
And
list.
we'll be working on a press release for item number 3.
Yes.
When she hears back if it's been accepted.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else? No?
Cindy, you were going to bring up the flu shot clinic?
Thank you, Barb. Let me look at my, okay, yes, I was. Thank you, thank you. Yep. The flu shot. We asked if they could, the hospital here has asked if they could do a flu clinic for our employees here on the campus. And they want to do it in the end of October. We asked if we could do it at our employee barbecue, but they said it's kind of too early in the season to be doing that. They want to wait till the end of October. So I'm just asking you if it's something we can do, we should do, is host a flu shot for our employees.
The county has done that in the past. I know that when I worked at Renew, before it was Renew, they would come in. Let me meet with Larissa and our HMA and figure out the details of that and what they need for the billing purposes.
And then Barb has kind of been coordinating our point of contact.
Okay, great. Okay, well then I will.
Barb, thank you. I even have it written down here.
You bet. Gina and Decorah, I had sent the email to you on 9/8 in case you needed a point of reference.
Yep, I have it. I just didn't even think about bringing it up, so thank you, Barb.
Thank you so much.
Reach out to Larissa and HMA.
I think that's all.
Going once, going twice, 3 times.
All right, we'll go into recess until what time? 11? And we're back for our WCRG insurance update. Good morning, it's 11 a.m. and we are here for a WCRG update with Shane Heston, and Blair Koch is with us as well.
Good morning.
Howdy.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yes, we'll go over the claims and then just kind of get started. Today, Blair and I are going to comprehensively go through the application renewal for the Washington County's risk group. We're probably going to spend all day together and just make sure every I is dotted and T is crossed, and make sure things are insured to value and vehicles. I mean, we have over 300 vehicles, so it's going to be a chore today, but we'll get that handled. As you probably heard, we had a couple claims we just filed recently, both law enforcement, and we're also following up on it. Blair and I have been discussing that, doing some follow-up remediation on that, trying to prevent them. But the frequency of law enforcement claims are definitely one of your higher categories, as you probably know. So, I'm going to hand out the current claims policy year. We're actually tracking under the trend. We're at 22 claims right now for the year, and we've only got 2.5 months of the policy year left.
Thank you.
However, claims do develop after the policy year closes. That's why we have these other reports we look at. So for this one, the only claim that's going to be on there is for the fair. I think that was the only claim we reported this last month in August. So this is for up through August 1st, or sorry, through the whole month of August. So this is as of September the 3rd. The claim at the fairgrounds was pretty minor. It's just one of those things we have to go through the adjusters to make sure it's all adjudicated and the releases and documentations are all signed. We do once in a while get those weird claims where, they're petitioning for in lieu of taxes and different things. We got a weird claim this last week also involving a bankruptcy, I think, seizure, late taxes from a guy in Moses Lake. So for some reason, we're the recipients of all that.
Yeah, we're going to handle that in-house. The PA's office will handle that. Daryl knows about it. We're not overly concerned about it. There's no issue.
There's no liability against the county.
No, it's just how the home's being sold, and buyers them not always telling the buyers there's taxes being owed. So
taxes owed, and there's a significant amount of taxes owed on that. Yeah, it's some Broadway property and some property in Moses Lake. So, all right. Questions on the current policy or claims? Okay.
On the wrongful act, just for your guys' knowledge, 16, 71, 72, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, and 88 will be dropped and closed as of October 31st. Oh, so you don't see that yet, but that's coming.
Okay, I'm like.
Sorry, my bad. Just wanted to let you guys know that.
And my page are already dropped.
Yeah.
Thanks, Blair.
So this is the report that runs all open claims. It does date back about 10 years. And as Blair noted, if you go to the last page there, a lot of those wrongful act claims are going to be dropped October 31st. You see there's zero paid for all of those.
And then 1721, they're just waiting on the defense costs. This one, the one that we were talking about a couple weeks ago that you guys just paid the deductible on. They're just waiting for the costs, and that one will be closed too. So we'll have 9 more claims coming off that will not be open anymore. So that will definitely help us for renewal. The more claims we have closed, the better it looks for our numbers.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So leaving them open, just sitting there was not good.
I mean, they have to leave them open for a while, but the thing is there hasn't been any traction. So I talked to the adjuster and we're closing them. So
we do have that one from 17. It goes back there, and they have increased the reserves on that one. That was a claim number. It ends in 8192. It's back in 2018. It's under the total liability, law enforcement liability. So that one has been increased. So total, we're standing at open potential claims about 4.3 million, unless we get any new claims, which we will get new claims in. That's just part of the process here.
Yep.
Now, this is a policy year 2021. This is one where we always monitor because, you know, we have claims totaling well over our scheduled limit. And we have already paid, you know, 10.5 in this policy year. So there's, you know, about $4.5 million left in insurance coverage. So, you know, we're hoping for a favorable development on those so we don't run out of insurance for this policy year. But this is an important one just to pay attention to. And I just bring this to you as an update and as a reminder that, you know, sometimes these claims come in and they take years to develop. And sometimes we get surprised. Sometimes we get a shock verdict, which, you know, we've seen that happen in that policy year for sure. So Grant County is definitely one of those counties that it's on people's radar. We have a lot of tours come through. We have a lot of activity. It's certainly, I kind of, what I watch is your peer group. I look at Chelan and Douglas County as a close comparison. And, you know, we're seeing quite a few claims develop out of that area too. And so I hope that trend doesn't spread over here, but typically we do see those type of claims kind of continue over here. Questions with policy year 2021? Okay.
With that one, I just talked to the adjuster on really the last one that's left open is the 1567 on that one. We're just kind of leaving it as is, stand pat, and just letting the attorney stand on that one. We feel pretty good on it, but we're just waiting to see what's happened on that and see what they do in discovery, if they find anything. So we'll just stand still on this for now.
I didn't see that one.
That one is on,
I found it.
okay.
Okay.
So I've just presented to you the excess liability quote for the $6 million option layer. This would put another $6 million of liability coverage, making our total limit of $21 million. Again, looking at the claims, knowing how things are developing with the nuclear verdicts, the way the courts are and the juries are working against public entities, the deep pockets, just the increased trending and the unknown. My job as your broker is to protect your assets, you know, and, you know, protect an extra $6 million of assets here for, you know, $490,000. I think it's a wise move. This is our Lloyd's of London access. It's not an easy market to get. We're able to get that. That's going to give you broad liability over all your lines there, law enforcement, wrongful acts. It's going to go in top of the county's excess or the county's insurance. So you have 15 plus the 6. We also have the option for the 8 million. It seems like the last discussion, you're a little hesitant to pull the trigger on spending 8, but 6 seemed like it'd be more of a reasonable option. So I'm proposing you guys consider adding this sooner than later, like 10/1. I can get this policy issued by 10/1. And it's going to just put that marker on the line because this is not going to go back and pick up claims prior to the previous years, but this is going to pick up claims going forward. And as noted, you know, we get claims sometimes 2-3 years later after the deal, or all of a sudden we get, wow, a surprising development in an ongoing claim. And next thing you know, we're pushing the limit on our county excess policy. I mean, for the last 2.5 years, we've been talking about, you know, that, you know, policy year 2021. And it's been, you know, one time we were looking at what, $44 million in, you know, potential requested damages. And, you know, it doesn't mean they're going to get that. But it's something for me as a county. I mean, you got to look at it as, you know, are you going to be able to absorb a $6 million hit, you know, above your insurance? And so that for me, I think there's a couple methods you can avoid, you can transfer, you can insure, and this is a method to ensure that your revenues are protected. And again, my job as your broker is to protect your assets and your property and your people. So I'd like to have you guys consider adding this, and we could get it in place here October the 1st.
So if we do October 1st, will that hit let's just say we have a claim out there, would that hit 2025, that would increase it, or would that be for, it looks good on our renewal for 2026? What would be the purpose of starting this year?
So October 1st, just to get it started sooner than later, Cindy,
Okay.
just because, just knowing when claims do develop, that we have it on there sooner than later, it's going to give us just as much time as possible on there. And so I think the longer we wait, I mean, if we got a claim that's filed after the fact, before the fact, it's not going to pick those up, but it's going to pick up any claims filed, claims made. This policy is in effect October 1st. So starting October 1, you're going to have that broadened layer in there.
It also protects us, like Shane's saying, is let's say we wait till our new policy goes in. If we get claims, this price of $493 may go up to $500 to $600,000. So the price we have may not, it won't be that price.
But it's
anymore.
good for, this would be a different cycle than our insurance.
Yes.
Yeah, it would just be 2 months earlier, and it would be, as far as running continuously, I don't think that's important, just knowing you have the extra excess in there. It is rated on your claims experience, and so if you all of a sudden were one of these claims were to develop negatively, it would impact the rate. As a matter of fact, that's taken into strong consideration. And so we've got a 100% reinsurance at $493 plus taxes and fees on that. So I'd really strongly recommend, encourage, have you consider adding this policy.
That was 400.
493, 332.
I got it right here, okay. And my pen over it.
Because I think when you came in the first time by the 10 million, we were at the 800.
Yeah, you're at 800 for the 10 plus taxes and fees. Yeah.
So we were at almost $1 million.
$533,785.
We know what the taxes would be.
Yeah, it's
40,000.
it's like a couple percent on there. Yeah, there'll be some fees and tax in there because we have to file the taxes because they don't withhold taxes. We have to actually collect that and pay that separately. So it would all be broken out on an invoice for you. We've got some pretty strong connections in London. I've developed that market, and it's nice to know that we have that available. It's something we didn't have available previously. And quite frankly, not a lot of insurance brokerages have a Lloyd's syndicate like we do. So I think it's a good thing to have that. It's normally to get to a syndicate, you'd have to go through 2 different brokers to get to the syndicate, and they're just added layers and fees on there. So you're getting it basically direct.
So speaking of insurance, the fuel tank, do you do our fuel tank?
Underground fuel tanks? No, I don't do that.
But we can switch it to him at a later time.
Okay, because I think we had Scott, but I'm not sure where we.
I took care of it this year.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we did talk about that. It was back in June.
Yeah, we did. So I got it taken care of. We went through Scott, but I'll look into switching it.
But I'm glad we have it renewed. So
Yes, it is renewed. Yes.
Triggered a little thought there.
Yep. Nope, it was taken care of.
Okay, I don't even know financially where we're at on we haven't received our updated financial, or June. It's our last financial package, so I'm assuming we would have to do a budget extension.
So I think, for me, I think we need to check with the county to make sure that those funds are available and where they're gonna come from.
Yeah, I would just say if funds look good, I mean, I support this, but I'm still on the funding. It doesn't matter what it costs if we don't have it. But as long as we have it or we have areas that we can spend from, then I think it's probably good. It's not gonna be for the 3 of our mistake, that's not usually what costs the county, but sheriff's office always has something every single minute. They could have something that costs us more than that. So
We have public works out there doing.
yeah, who knows what can happen.
We have a lot of exposure.
We do.
Yeah, we do. We do. Okay, so I'll take this as you want to tentatively approve it, supporting that you have funding available. Is that?
Let me shoot an email to Daryl and Mandy.
Okay. Okay.
It sucks to have to, to need to, but we've already seen how little involvement in something costs taxpayers crazy amounts of money.
And how fast it can go.
Yeah.
It can happen really fast. I mean, I'm looking just, that failure to follow that RCW on the dog bite claim. I mean, that was something we should have got out of. And because of the shall and should in the county code, it costs us $1.8 million.
Yeah, I think the judges forget who paid them, and that's just my opinion. They forget they're elected.
Justice is blind,
serve
right?
the
There's a
people.
statute that shows that. Yeah. Okay. All righty, that's all I have. Any questions? Blair and I are going to go to work on doing renewal.
Claire, I will CC you on this.
Okay, thank you.
All good? All right, we'll go into recess until 11:30 when we are back for a department head review. Anticipated executive session. Good morning, it is 11:30 and we're here for a department head review. We are going to go into executive session beginning for 15 minutes, coming out at 11:45, going in at 11:30 for evaluation RCW 42.30.1101G. We will be extending executive session until 12 p.m. We will be extending executive session 10 minutes to 12:10.
Oh, I was here. Gina intercepted me.
Good afternoon. It's 1:02 p.m. and we are here with Kim Allen for our clerk's office update. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How can we be of service to you today?
I really don't have anything for you other than I'm sure you noticed you got a few emails from one of my employees and
Was that the shoes one?
yes.
Okay.
And I apologize. I am working with HR to resolve the issue, but
Oh,
I'm not sure why it.
now I know what you're talking about.
I didn't. It was like the one email I didn't open yesterday. Somebody sent it to me.
And last week, like Friday, Thursday or Friday.
Yeah, Friday, because I was gone Friday. Was dealing with that remotely.
Well,
So, yeah.
but it's probably a good lesson for all of us because we all should be following the policy, not just a few. And then when we're enforcing it with some and not others, we need to look at it. So I did actually talk to Decorah about, as we're rolling out, updating our policies, kind of throwing them out to, so we can not just have a policy, but educate our employees
Yeah,
what the policy is.
I have my own policy because of the courts and the requirement that we dress professionally. But yeah, I apparently.
One time I was in Arizona and I was dressed pretty nice. And I had leather Birkenstocks on, which, $140, right? And I went to Maple and Ash. They would not seat me because I had them on. Just saying. And it's a very expensive dinner, but they would not seat me.
Because they didn't like your shoes?
Because I had Birkenstocks on. Closed-toe dress shoe only. I was like, okay. Shouldn't have shipped those shoes home. Should have put them on. Not often,
Did you go shoe shopping?
I had just before I went to dinner.
Why don't you get some duct tape and just create your own little pointed cowboy boot or something?
It's frustrating though, because there were some girls that did go in with Birkenstocks on, but different dress codes for men and women there. Some dresses that go fine.
They should put their shoes on then.
Wouldn't fit. Should have put a dress on.
There you go.
But yeah. Cindy did a,
Be sure and send pictures when that happens.
last time I wore a dress, I was like 10, so
You got pictures of that?
probably. Probably look like a full-size woman. Have you been to the jail yet?
Yeah, went on a tour, I don't know, maybe 3 weeks ago. Took Cheryl and
It
I
was
through.
way cooler when it was open and seemed just, it's huge and a maze now. It was cool when it was all open and just seemed huge. But it's coming along.
It was cool seeing like the inner workings, you know, like the places that maintenance will be able to go to work on.
Oh yeah, behind the
things
cells.
and-
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. That was pretty cool. But yeah, I was shocked. I mean, I knew it was gonna be big, but I was shocked at how big it felt. Kind of like to go again pretty soon. Tom said that they were getting like cement or pavement, whatever, getting that stuff done. So I'd kind of like to go up again once.
I think it sounds like it's pretty soon he's gonna start doing some tours for.
Yeah, they start painting bathroom floors, putting down the coatings. Most of the drywall is done,
Oh, really?
a lot of it.
That makes it seem more.
The kitchen is huge. The laundry room is huge. It's cool.
When you're doing laundry for a couple hundred people, it should be big, because what we have
It's
is
huge.
just not.
It's like 2 of these rooms. Well, maybe like 1.5 of this room is laundry.
We have bedding and.
Kitchen's bigger than this. Pretty cool.
TS is gonna.
The secure parking is nice.
Oh,
Those walls are up now.
for law enforcement.
Judges, undercover, FBI.
You pointed that out.
Judges, undercover FBI.
Anybody that can't
Family
be
members.
seen by the public, basically. What else? They have the dog house up now, which is a nice dog house.
It was several $100,000.
Yeah.
Is it all inside?
No, it is. It's a disconnected building
Well, I saw the
out behind.
building.
Yeah,
But is there an actual doghouse?
Yeah, it's just like a big one.
Oh.
Like the size of this room.
Like they have to share?
We have quite a few.
Yeah.
Do they have bunks?
They have kennels. They have a wash station. What else was cool? The evidence room.
Oh my gosh.
That's giant.
Huge.
That's
And
got the doors on it.
big storage building. It's like, wow.
They're starting to put the fascia on the building, so it looks really nice. But the architect's not happy with how it looks, so they might make them take it off and redo it. But it looks
What
cool.
will it be? What is it?
It's like a foam board that's like tin wrapped. They're just big lateral pieces.
Will it be painted then after that's on?
No, it is the color.
Oh.
It's like a tan. What else was different? Yeah, PUDs started moving dirt. What else is new out
It's
there?
gonna look really different out there pretty soon.
The roundabout.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Sounds like the new
roundabout.
lines on the roundabout.
There's a cool conference room that we were trying to figure out how we could use it, like once a month or something, to hold our Tuesday meetings. Just so that we kind of, go there every month. So it doesn't become just a.
Is that the room that would be like, if they had a press conference or something like that? Is that the one?
Yeah, it's in a public room. I don't know if it's that room. I don't think so. It's close to
Kind of
EMS.
close to the front.
Yeah, it's
right?
close to the front, right on the, yeah. I think it's probably the room you're thinking of.
There was that room and then it seems like just beyond that, there was a bigger room.
Yeah, huge room for like their trainings
Yeah.
and emergency
Okay.
management. Yeah,
But we could use either of those rooms, couldn't we?
technically.
Yeah.
But to make sure we do that, just trying to think of a creative way to do that.
Yeah. Got nothing else.
Anything for Kim? No?
No.
All right, well then we will recess until 1:15 when we are back with public defense. Good afternoon, it is 1:15 p.m. and we are here for a public defense update with Brett Hill.
Thank you. I think I've got what everybody else has. About, I don't know, about the only thing really to tell you is this cold thing going around. You know, we've got people out with that like everybody else does.
I think the cold is with a capital C.
Yeah, it's kind of moved around. I worked at home a couple days last week, but I guess that's why we have laptops. I don't know, but yeah, that's what we're doing. Other than that, we're looking forward to. Well, I guess I'm not looking forward to it, but the budget process is ahead of us, and we've been thinking about that, working on that a little bit. We probably need a new copy machine, but not that it's totally not working, but it's old enough that they've told us they can't support it anymore. And it has had lots of copies. But
We'll work with TS if you need it before the end of the year. Did you put it on your budget for this year?
no, for this next
Okay.
next cycle.
Yeah, get an estimate from
and
TS.
Yeah, and it's not.
Daryl had his on for about
TS
7 years before he actually pulled the trigger, so like that many years.
This one's at least 10 years old. It's 10.
Well, Daryl's was just every year, he's like, if it breaks this year, I'm gonna get it, so put it on the budget, put it on the budget. So we did
Yeah.
it. I don't know if it was 7, but it was for many, many years.
Well, we have two big ones. You know, one's the color one that does everything, but this is the other one. It's
Okay.
just black and white. And Kathleen's gotten an estimate. I don't know. I think she talked to TS and they just told her to go to whoever TS works with. I don't remember the name of the company. It used to be the one in Moses Lake. What's that?
Kelly Create.
Yeah, that's the one. And man, it was much less than I thought it would be, but I think those have come down in price since the last time we bought one. But yeah, it's really I mean, we use it a lot, but it doesn't, you know, it's not the fancy one, so it's quite a bit less expensive than the other one. And we're using it a lot less. Steve Kozer was hard on our copy machines. He printed everything out. I don't know why he had to print everything. But we use a lot less copies since Steve retired, and or not copies, I guess. Well, a lot of them copies, but printers. You know, it's the printer too. So, but that's about the only thing that we're too worried about budget-wise, other than because we have the. You know, now is probably not a good time to bring it back, but you know, the Supreme Court order that says that we that we have to comply with the new standards as soon as possible. Well, that's as soon as we can start. As soon as people will start applying, we can hire people. And but then you have the 10% decrease if you can't do it sooner than that. So I suppose I asked to budget more positions to comply with that. Whether we can hire them or not, I don't know, but that's a different story. But we'll cross that as we have the budget process and you decide what to put in there or not.
Seems to be a problem statewide.
Yeah. Seems like there's more interest, but I did like the the state did that rural attorney program where, they paid us a little bit to hire our intern, and we had a good experience with that. He's not making any guarantees, but we did have a young intern he was actually in Douglas County. And he came down and we visited for a while. We had lunch, that kind of thing. Because they told him when he got done that they weren't gonna have budget and hire next year. So he's like, well, anyway, and apparently, hopefully his girlfriend doesn't break up with him, because I think she's from Moses Lake, and that's why he's looking here. So
that could be the deciding factor.
Yeah, so hopefully they get along at least for another year, right? And he wants to come back here. I kind of liked him. We haven't gone through the whole interview process and the background process and that sort of thing, but seemed like a pretty nice guy, so hopefully he's, because he told me he was going to apply for sure, as he got finished up with school. And hopefully Andy is on board too, but he didn't make any promises. He's the intern we had. I think he really enjoyed his time here, but he doesn't have any connection to Washington at all, let alone Eastern Washington. But he enjoyed it, so he may consider it. Or at least he told me he enjoyed it. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he didn't. He was just good at making me feel good. Other than that, with regard to the current caseload, I guess we don't meet the current caseload, but the caseload that the Supremes have allowed, we're in pretty good shape as far as that happens. Again, next year we'll probably make some changes with regard to the contracts and the amount of cases a couple of the attorneys can do, but I still think we'll be okay even if the status quo continues on. Anyway, so I guess that's my report. Any questions? No? And you know where to find me?
We do.
Thank you.
Right through that hall right there.
We just need to bang on the wall, like, here, let me get Brett, I'll do our little.
Yeah, you might want to use the door, but I'm not far that way.
Pretty close, right? Somewhere right around here.
Right.
It's right around the corner.
Yeah.
Hop, skip, and a jump away, literally.
Good. All right, that's it. I'll head back. Thank you much.
Thank you. We're going to recess until 1:30 when we are back with the prosecuting attorney's office.
Okay.
Good afternoon. It is 1:30 p.m. and we are here for prosecuting attorney's office update with prosecuting attorney Brandon Guernsey. Good afternoon.
Hello. I hope everyone is doing great. As far as our updates, Trevor Bevere is starting with our office on September the 29th. He's joining the civil unit. Super excited about him. We've already been in contact about different areas and departments that he'll.
What was the last name?
Bevere, Beveier. There could be a random R before the.
Well, there's got to be a bull rider that's a Trevor somebody.
Yeah.
Rodeo, I'm pretty sure that's not his name.
He interviewed very well, though. We're really excited. He's got about 11 years of civil experience under his belt. So I have very high hopes. I did also meet with an individual that Kevin had originally given an offer to. I met with him yesterday. We spoke for about an hour. Coming from the west side. His original start date, according to the offer letter that was sent out, was the 29th of September, but I think he was a little bit hesitant about committing before getting bar results. And so basically I told them that I'm going to have a zero tolerance policy about hiring people that don't have bar results yet. Or I'm just not gonna wait in limbo. I know in previous years, we've had people with Rule 9 status for a while, and it just makes supervising them so much more difficult because they don't actually have a bar license, and it just puts everyone else in kind of a bind. So anyways, he did pass the bar. He got the results on Wednesday. At this point, he's just more concerned about moving, and so his start date is kind of up in the air, but tentatively scheduled for middle of October. He presented also very well, and we'll obviously start him out in district court. That will relieve a little bit of the burden there for them. Nathan Rupp he's one of the remote attorneys. I'm still trying to figure out, I'm going to say both the logic and kind of understanding of how those remote attorneys are actually going to work. And so just figuring out which courtroom they can be in and how dockets and stuff is going to work with them. But I am all about technology and certainly willing to work on it. With that, Nathan is living
Falls, Coeur d'Alene.
like Pullman area, I think. What's over by? Yeah, I think I'm gonna say Pullman area.
Okay, Pullman.
Yeah.
That's right across the, but he is in the state? I thought he
He's
was.
in this state. Jocelyn is
Okay.
in Idaho, and she has an acceptable score for the state of Washington. So at this point, just working on transferring the documents to Washington. Nathan is all ready to go. The only thing he has to do is get sworn in. I've asked him, because when I was given the approval from the Washington State Bar Association, I just went to Spokane County and just found a Superior Court judge. Swear me in, please. I just wanted it to get done ASAP. So because he lives, I'll say, so far away, I just told him to go to the local courthouse and just see if he could get it done. He had tried to call several times and never got through. I personally called, tried to get through to them, left a voicemail as well, thinking that maybe like a fancy title or whatever would give me a call back, and apparently it didn't work. So if that doesn't work, then I'll just have to bring him here so we can get him sworn in. Because
Well, I'm sure there's a Pullman County Commissioner that could probably make a walk across the,
Let me make sure that I didn't
in Pullman.
give you a wrong. I think it's Asotin County.
So, yeah.
Is that near Pullman at all, or did I just make that up?
South. It's down there.
Yeah. So I called them. It was not yesterday.
Okay, it's in Whitman County.
Whitman County.
Mhm.
But I did call both the clerk's office as well as the Superior Court to see if I could get a judge available just to swear him. All we need is a judge to swear him in so we can get his bar card. And then Jocelyn, at this point, will just be waiting to hear back from the Washington State Bar about the bar exam transfer score. So that probably will take a couple more weeks, but she has already started the process. So that's good. They can actually start practicing and not have a supervisor constantly looking over their shoulders. And then Antoine, I believe his name is, sometime middle of October.
Got 4 new hires coming in.
Yeah. And then
Cool.
Carly Biddle
Oh yeah, it's 5.
has started already. She started last week, and she has really done a great job, hit the ground running. She's setting up weekly meetings with all of the attorneys, kind of gauging their needs and how to move forward. I would say the good thing and most positive thing about the office right now is we have a lot of energy kind of backing us. We just still have the inexperience that we kind of need to work on. So we're pushing on being a little bit more prepared for things. And we met with the sheriff's office this morning about getting discovery to us and body cameras and all that stuff a little bit more promptly. Other than that, I can talk about 2 other things and then would ask if maybe we could have, you call it an executive session, where you talk more about sensitive things. But just 2 things. Rebecca told me that she sent a,
Our executive session form, if you know which topic. it is.
sure. She said she sent an email to Barb and Caitlin this morning about the active contracts that our office is working on. Board's got it, okay. And then there was something about fire district number 6 from the auditor's office that she gave some sort of advice on and wanted to know if there were any questions on there that I could go back. We're good?
We got the sufficiency this morning, so we're just ready to.
So I'll be on next week. They'll be happy to hear that.
Oh, Rebecca still needs to look at the resolution. We're waiting on that part for her. So Caitlin drafted up the resolution for that if we can. She sent it yesterday. That's, the resolution will go on the agenda when it's ready.
I know Big Wally's is ready for that to be done.
I'm sorry, what was the thing again?
A resolution for the approval of the annexation. Approval of their request.
I sent it to all 3 county commissioners and possibly the clerk when I went to there.
Okay.
So
Okay. Thank
they're
you
probably
very
all gonna
much.
be like, quit emailing
Yeah.
me, quit, just call me next time. But
I don't know if it really falls under any of this. How broad can we talk about job evaluations?
well, if it's a single employee that you need to discuss, then we probably need to go into executive session because you don't want, so it would be
Evaluation.
evaluation of employee or elected official. I think that's what it is.
Job evaluation, RCW 4230-110-1G.
That would be it because the information would not be
That's it.
helpful or kind if it was out in the public. Right.
That's all I have besides that
Okay,
small
so we
thing.
can probably
So
go
you're
into
ready to go to
executive
executive
session.
session? All right, how long?
5 to 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
Let's do 10.
Mr. Chair, would you
10
like me to fill in the executive session form? Because it takes, oh, you've got it, okay. It takes
We're
me,
going to go into executive session from 1:40 to 1:50 for job applicants / our evaluation, RCW 42.30.1101G. It is 1:50 PM. We are out of executive session. No decisions were made. Do you have any other topics or items?
Nothing else. Can I take a picture of this or just take it with me?
you're not gonna have it.
Anything else
Yeah, take
for
it.
Brandon? All right, thank you. Have a great rest of your day. We'll go to recess until 2 PM when we're back for a weekly commissioner meeting.
At the bus stop. So they must be, she must have a regular appointment, for that.
All right, we're gonna begin. I'll now call the meeting to order and begin with an open forum for public input, 3 minutes per person, 15-minute time limit. Do we have any public in the room with public comment today? Jerome, Kirsten, any public comment?
I'm not sure if there's protocol, I don't know the protocol for this, Mr. Jones, but I would just say I'm here to talk about or learn about some information about Stratford Road. So I don't know if that's this forum that you're asking about and one comment on.
And I do have something to add to what I have already said
Yeah,
on Stratford.
so I guess I would ask Barb, are we fine, sometimes we're not wanted to interact back with public comment.
That's the protocol. You'll
But-
take the comment and then you can respond later.
Okay.
That's the.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't anticipate I'm going to get answers today and so do you want me to stand up?
Yeah.
And just speak from here? Dave Panozzo, Grant County citizen for a long time, currently live out in Stratford. I will say the situation on Stratford Road has impacted me, my family, mother-in-law, who's got doctor's appointments in Moses Lake on a pretty regular basis. And I will say the detour route through Adrian is less than desirable. Not only does it add about 10 miles to our commute when we have to go from our house in Stratford to Moses Lake, but if you've ever crossed Stratford Road at more than, the railroad tracks on Adrian Road at more than 5 miles an hour, you and your car will both remember it. You really got to slow down. I had forgot that after my patrol days, that the condition that it was in, and it's still in very bad shape. Add to that sometimes the train, I had a delivery of gravel, several deliveries of gravel coming to my house, which added an additional 10 miles each trip one way, so 20 miles round trip to my costs. The gravel truck also got stuck there for 30 minutes one time, and there was no place to turn around because the train decided to stop on Adrian Road. I understand, well, I don't understand. I don't know all the impacts of the strike that's currently going on that's not allowing the work to continue. But I think that at some point, the county has got to remove themselves or has the ability legally to remove themselves for any contracts that they have there. Because this has been going on for what, a month and a half, 2 months now? At what point are we held hostage as citizens and as a county government to a contractor, the union that employs those, that the contractor employs? Is the citizens just going to be held hostage to an indefinite amount of time until they come to some type of agreement so that we have these inconveniences and these extra costs that happen?
I'd be happy to know it's over.
Yeah.
Ended yesterday.
Well, you could have just told me to shut up and go home, Dave.
No, but
Here, we have to say.
so Dave, when I looked into it, this unit, it was like 16,000 people that involved in Washington, Oregon, and Idaho.
Oh, I
So it
realize
wasn't
that.
just in this area.
The other, we go to Chelan to recreate quite a bit too. So McNeil Canyon, if you've never been down McNeil Canyon Road, what they've done up there is phenomenal. Other than about 3 miles of it now is completely gravel. So because they were in the same boat, I know it wasn't just here, but I was just hoping that the county had some type of out, if you will. I don't know what you call it legally, but contract has to be completed. The work has to be completed by a certain date. And if it's not completed by a certain date, or it's not anticipated it's going to be completed by a certain date, do we legally have the ability to walk away and say we're going to non-union, we're doing something? And don't get me wrong, I'm not against unions, but I just hate to see citizens held hostage to that. But it ended.
Yeah, because of this situation, we are looking into changing that. I believe that Public Works will.
I can just imagine if they had a union job on that new roundabout up here by Walmart. Fortunately, they were able to finish that. It's closed down for a couple of nights for restriping now, but I could imagine the uproar that would have happened over that if we'd have been down for an extended period of time, the work that happened there for an extended period of time. So good to hear that it's over. Do we respond if you can, if you choose? I guess my last question, what's that?
Weather permitted.
Yeah, weather permitted.
If
Do we
get a shot down?
Any idea when it might be?
So we heard this morning that they're moving equipment now. So they are starting to move equipment out there. So hopefully they'll get right on it.
Excellent. Yeah, that makes me happy to hear that that's over now. Thank you. That's all I had
And I
to
think
say.
with HMA, they can do it until October, November. So it's not like chip seal, they can do it later in the year with HMA.
Right.
But we're not doing HMA.
I thought that's
They
okay.
have
We're doing
some-
chip seal.
Yeah, they have some spots that they need to fix.
I know they did on the bridge because the bridge got, after some time, the bridge got,
It's fixed and striped.
yes. I see people, quite frankly, that are just moving your big barricades and driving through there anyway. So I don't know if that's going to have an impact on any damage that may be occurring under the condition, but we do see people, because we live right there, we see people violating the road closure stuff all the time out there.
Right. Well, hopefully they get going on it pretty quickly.
Okay. Thank you very much.
My turn, okay. Yeah, well, I already spoke to the safety concerns and the problems, the delays in getting fires, help in getting.
Can you state your name? You
Catherine.
don't have to, but
my name is Catherine Bonnet, and I'm from Wilson Creek. And, we're probably the most impacted along the Stratford on the situation. And like I said, it's a 20-minute delay for getting help in some cases. And I was asked by the superintendent who lives just south, Candace Hanson lives just south of the project. And she asked me to speak for her. And lack of communication, they are having to deal with the big increase in costs and in time. And for her, she has all these extra miles to go every day just to get to work. Also, I was told after I was here before that one young man we are a bedroom community, you know, pretty much on jobs. We have a lot of people live in Wilson Creek that work in Moses Lake. And the one young man, he told me that it's costing him $100 a month more for gas just to get to work. And that's not recreating, that's just getting himself to work. And the safety concern for medical, you know, we're talking at least a 20-minute or more in bad road at Adrian. At least a 20-minute delay for an ambulance. They have to go a lot slower through that horrible road. And to get an ambulance to come out, delay coming out, because they don't transport, our EMTs do not transport. So there's a big delay getting them out there. And then the return trip to the only trauma center in Grant County, which is Moses Lake. So it's fire safety, inconvenience to schools and costs, you know, financial costs to everybody up there. And winter coming on, it's going to be much worse. And we need Stratford Road opened and plowable. Because like I said this morning, my friends are going 3 times a week. They have to leave Wilson Creek at 4 to get him to the dialysis in Moses Lake. And they won't go Adrian because he almost fell out of his wheelchair because of the curve and because of the rough road. He's a paraplegic in a wheelchair in the back of the van. So she's having to go clear to Soap Lake, you know, 3 times a week, and has been doing this already all summer. And the plowing isn't there or that early in the morning, and especially on a bad road like Adrian and the gravel, and she won't drive on gravel. So anyway, financial safety, fire, school, that's my pitch. Help.
Thank you.
Help.
Thank you, Dave and Catherine. Do we have 2 call-in users, it looks like.
We do. Carrie's on for the agenda part. So iPhone guest, I will unmute you, or you can unmute yourself. iPhone users, do you have any public comment? Haven't seen it.
All right, and then I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes to approve the agenda. Do we have any correspondence, emails, letters of support that need our attention today?
I do not.
Commissioners?
Yeah, I have an email for Daryl. Let me find it. He said that we could use the funds of 462 to pay for the insurance, to spend down some of the revenue incurring expense. So we could do that. I do
That's for
believe the insurance, the 600, the 6 million.
900,000.
Yeah. Exact number. We have the monies that are needed to get spent out of current expense to reduce the ending year cash balance. I'm not sure going to happen. And he doesn't know if we need to do a transfer, but I would think that we would. I don't think we have an extra slush fund of money in our accounts. We would have to do a budget extension on that. Raina reached out she wants to start the youth exchange. Rose School District has been working on it, and then start working on an in-person exchange for 2026. So I have a meeting with her this week to see what Kamaki and Toyama would like to do. Any thoughts
No.
on that? See what she needs, and something else.
Cindy, I apologize for Daryl's email. You can use which fund for?
Current expense.
If I gave it 462 or something. But you said a number 462.
That's what
So
I
you
thought.
can use.
Oh, okay, $493,332 without sales tax. I'm gonna forward you this, Bart. They'll probably just be the
So I can
easiest.
get in the minutes correctly. Thank you.
That was it. Where's the notes? We did talk about flu shots. Cora was gonna reach out to work with. What did she say in the office? Larissa, I think Larissa, she said Larissa, and then maybe our insurance carrier HMA and see, so she should be getting back to you about the flu shots if we do those countywide, because we've done them in the past. All I have. Moving down to Commissioners Roundtable, miscellaneous discussion.
Sand dunes land transfer
Nope, might be, it's not, I just forgot to delete it off the
from
agenda.
last week.
Sorry.
Okay. Are there any other roundtable items?
Probably took care of that last week.
We do have a walk-on.
Yeah, Prothman contract for Public Works engineer.
I also have the invoice for the fairgrounds, facility rental payments. It's billed to the Grant County EDC though, so I just want to make sure that it's supposed to be billed to us, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the amount?
$884.28.
Mr. Chair, are you ready for a
I
consent
am
agenda?
ready for a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the consent agenda items 1 through 17. But on number 4, approve the facility and rental use agreement for $884.28 with the payment coming from Grant County out of miscellaneous general government. And not approving number 13, which was the request to waive the fees for the lead summit at Grant County Fairgrounds.
Looking for a second. I'll give you that second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Only discussion item I would have is, do we want to deny or just remove 13?
Right, that's just.
Since it's on the agenda, we need to deny it.
Okay. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes to approve the consent agenda items as stated by Commissioner Carter. Do I have a motion for the walk-on item today?
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the Prothman walk-on for the county engineer.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes to approve the Prothman contracted service agreement for county engineer. And that concludes consent agenda items.
You guys are moving, and I'm like, what?
We have a meeting now.
Did we find the pen owner?
Yes, it was Maria.
Okay. Good deal.
You want to announce each one or no?
I can. This is the
Thank
AP
you,
batch.
Dave, for joining us.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you hearing me out.
We totally understand that Stratford has been, it's been,
We appreciate that, and I realize you guys are in
Credit card
spot on it. We're kind of the, you guys are
It's a
the
credit card
people
badge.
on negotiation, so.
well, our contractor also, we were doing the liner at the landfill. And the liner has to be, when you put it in, you have to fill it anyway.
Request to
we were
purchase.
Kind of in a situation where the liner was gonna have to be replaced again. They didn't finish the project, so the contractor somehow did what he needed to do.
This is
I'm just
the,
glad it's.
oh, I definitely put that with the wrong thing. That's the Economic Development Council invoice.
Good to see you. Take
It was one ahead. That's fine. I was just gonna stick this with the. That's it. Facilities use agreement. The first one is the standard AP batch and the second one is the credit card batch.
same if they're on online or on.
Yeah, it's like, are they behind on that?
No. Okay.
Wrong phone number.
So use county property
And that
for
movie with
the
Rocky, wasn't it Adrian?
autism awareness.
What time did he get Rocky? He married Adrian.
It'll just be Rob that signs that one.
You're always up to no good, Barb.
Rocky. Adrian.
No, the trainer. What was the trainer's name, Adrian?
I thought it was his girlfriend.
The amendment to the creative contract for the sales tax requirement.
Barb, at least you knew.
Who will be paying for the rent of the facility?
Yeah, Rob sent me a note.
Well,
Is that what we did last year? I'm trying to remember what we did last year. Or did you just waive it last year?
But Richard Stevens always said.
For Rochelle to sign the amendment for the Westman Media.
We're going over budget if we're not paying to use the facility.
Oh.
Sales tax requirement.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So request for a public hearing.
Well, it's fairly inexpensive considering, because we have a county rate that you guys approved, what, 3 or 4 years ago?
Recommendation of appointment to the Tourism Advisory Committee. Except I gotta email you because you billed it to the Economic Development Council. Or I gotta email whoever it is.
Oh, Shayla? I thought she billed it
Whoever
to,
it is.
she didn't bill it to
It says
BOCC?
RN Russell.
Oh,
It's an
Rosalind.
emergency management grant. Yeah, they just billed it to,
Okay, I forgot to ask Gary, was this on the, did we verify that this was on the? And it's specifically listed. Not generically listed.
subscription
specifically.
agreement, Pelicon.
Just carry on.
Just carry on. Are these still left over from last year? Holy moly, they bought a lot of.
Gary, did you see a copy of the Moses Lake, for the SIP
A&E agreement?
application?
Cindy, did you have a question for me?
Yes, I did. Did you see where they listed it on their call plan?
Yes, it's listed on their transportation plan and also their road system 20-year improvement plan.
I thought about telling him he was putting the wrong date, but then I was like,
have before.
Thank you, because it has to be listed, it can't be
Didn't
vague.
want you to have to like, I don't want you to scratch it out.
You're welcome.
Don't you got stamps?
It's not very genuine.
Caitlin, I emailed Shaylin.
Who dat? Oh, yeah, okay.
Keeping you straight.
Thank you. You're denying this one. You actually already denied that.
Yeah, I didn't want to forget.
It's the New Hope Kids Hope policies. Yay.
Thank you, Vince.
Yeah, it's kind of exciting to
Which one
have.
did they deny?
Hmm?
Which one did they deny? It's always good to know
To
what they
waive
deny.
the fairground.
Oh.
The rental fees.
Makes sense.
We're not gonna waive it. We're gonna
So
pay.
you'll be happy that they're denying that one.
Yeah,
Doesn't happen very
More money.
often that people get happy when things get denied.
more money, more money, more money.
They play.
Day to play.
That's it.
I'm always third on theirs. They go in the order of who they like the most.
Reimbursable work agreement.
I'm third on that every single time.
On what?
Are you on,
New Hope Kids Hope.
Yeah, every single thing I say.
are you on the list, Rob?
It's not by district, it's not by position, it's not by chair.
It's by Jones. BCJ. BCJ. Should change your last name to Arthur or
I'm
something.
gonna be Anthony Adams, and we're gonna see where I line up.
Rename your corporation. Anthony Adams Corporation.
It's gonna be my next alias on meetings. Aaron Aronson with A's.
Shayla says she bills whoever the contract is signed by. Is the main contract with the EDC?
Oh, you know what? It's probably, I bet Brant signed it or, so just maybe send her a note back and say it should be signed by our BOCC should pay for it.
That's where she got confused.
I know this is a personal thing, but do we have an injury?
He got his finger somewhere, shouldn't have been.
No kidding, and that's the wrong finger to have somewhere where it shouldn't have been.
I was trying to find a propane wrench and it was dark out and I shoved my hand in my door and cut the tip of my finger off with a razor blade.
You have a razor blade in your door?
Same reason there's a propane wrench in there.
This is catch-all.
Did you glue it?
Yeah. Still bled out the side. It's got pretty dirty today. Bled out the back.
In, can you show us again? In Japan, they have glue, where they glue.
I know, that you can get that here now too.
You can?
Yeah,
Because.
Sign the wrong lines.
Yeah,
we have to
you
go
hold
get
it together and
glue.
you,
yeah, what's it called, liquid skin.
Yeah, you glue it and it's probably same as.
better than stitches, I think.
Do we need to stamp it?
Yeah.
Barb, should we stamp this? The thing for their initials?
There was another
The
one.
thing.
Only had my.
You know what I'm
Get
saying?
it burned, yeah.
Let me try to
Wanna
do
stamp
this
it all the way
part.
at the end?
Make sure I don't do this upside down.
You messed it up.
What'd you call it, skin glue or whatever it's called?
Liquid skin.
Okay, the best thing overseas is a travel gum. They have gum, like you have motion sickness.
Yeah, that's what I
And
need.
within 2 or 3 minutes, it's like you're feeling better. And if you don't chew it too long, your tongue will go a little numb. It's
Huh.
like a little
Oh, that sounds really
But
safe.
hard. Ooh, damn it. Just do it fast, because it's gum.
Good 7 minutes.
Ever. I mean, come across and go like.
It is 2:23 PM and we are now going to end our weekly commissioner meeting. We'll be back at 2:30 for employee evaluation review, anticipated executive session.
Okay, well, I heard from Art, County Commissioner Art from Whitman County, so I forwarded that to Brandon. So hopefully we can hear back from everybody.
I don't think I've met you.
Jim McKiernan.
Kind of, sorry, I have a bad finger, so I'm just
Okay.
gonna use this hand.
What was your name?
Kirsten Hintz,
Oh, nice to meet, oh, are you related to Shannon?
my sister-in-law. Yep.
Sister-in-law, you're married to?
Gilbert is my
Gilbert,
husband,
I
yeah.
met you at a after hours or something. I remember I made comments that I said I wanted to stop, pull all the rocks out of Gilbert's field out there on 17.
Oh, okay.
Every time I drive by, I'm going, oh man, I could just run out, get 4 or 5 and throw them onto the side.
Just help yourself.
Oh, thanks.
Don't put him in the borrow pit.
He's
because
doing the-
Apparently, some of the farmers put him in the borrow pit, and then we have to go through.
Oh,
Clean it out.
no.
Oh,
Oh, no.
he did organic corn though this year, right?
Got a lot of organic acres.
Yeah.
A lot going on.
Gotta be getting close to harvest.
We're just, the sweet corn harvest hasn't started yet. We're doing some beans, right now, starting to swath beans and then, just, kind of waiting on high moisture corn.
So you haven't started on sweet corn yet?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
We're topping right now up on High Hill and, we're close. It's close.
Is that
Then
organic too, the sweet corn?
It's organic, yep. It's all organic. Mhm. Yeah, got organic. I need to bring you guys some organic potatoes. We've got, filling the cellar right now. They're amazing. Had one last night. It's a Norcota. I don't know if you've
Yes, we used to grow Norcotas. It's a russet. It's a
is.
high-end russet. That's
But it's it's super high solids, but it kind of outshined the meat last night. I'm like, oh, this potato's so good. So anyway, I don't know. I know Jerome's brought in some stuff before, but I didn't know if that was allowed or not. But
No, that's funny because not a lot of people do the Norcotas, but it is a sort of like, it's a higher level russet. It's like a russet, but it's just, I don't know, we screw them. They're good. Looks just like a russet.
Is that weed farm still open out there? Looks kind of like nobody's doing anything on 17 by your fields there. The ones you just put out past Soap Lake, past Mokayam.
okay.
There's that old weed farm that's over to the right there as you're driving out.
Oh, the weed. I thought you said
Yeah.
wheat.
No, weed farm.
Oh, well, I don't think so because
I haven't seen anybody out
Just-
there.
Caitlin.
kind of blowing, the garbage is just blowing around. I don't think anybody's out there.
Yeah.
So
Names to me.
We live out at Blue Lake, so I drive
Oh,
by
okay.
it every day.
Sure, you probably live by Corinne and Brian, I see.
I live in the Rimrock Cove, actually, in the trailer park.
Oh, okay.
We've lived there we've had the place for 30 years, but we've lived there for 8.
Is that Rimrock Cove, is that
It's
kind of a
the-
private thing that you drive out to and then right across is that, did you say Blue Lake? Are you
Yeah.
on Blue Lake?
Yep, so it's on the backside of Moore Road, like you're going to Corinne's.
Yep, yep.
But it's that, just on the left-hand and right-hand
Yes.
side.
I
You
got you.
drive through it.
Yep.
It's the one with the big sunflower on the shed. My wife likes sunflowers, so.
I like that.
So if you planted sunflowers, tell
Hey,
Gilbert,
guys,
plant
I don't-
sunflowers, she'd be all over
I don't
that.
wanna be rude, but I gotta.
Oh, sorry.
Well, it's good seeing you.
Nice to meet you officially.
Get to be the bad guy. Good afternoon, it is 2:34 and we are now going to begin a department head review and we will go into executive session. Do you want to start with 10 or 15 minutes?
We can do 10.
Okay, let's go into executive session beginning at 2:34, coming out at 2:45.
You guys gonna come sit?
We are going to extend executive session for 10 more minutes to 2:55 PM. It is 2:55, we're out of executive session. We will not be extending. Let me submit my form, all right.
Do I need to send Daniel a reminder to submit my
no.
par?
Well, if you want to copy it, you have
Oh, you have
it,
the
We're
par?
gonna sign it right here and then I'll drop it off with them.
but we can photocopy you a copy if you'd like a copy of it.
Okay. The par, you got the par too? Oh, wow.
Already signed it.
Wow. That's amazing.
Our clerks are on it.
Yeah?
You'll be happy to know that you got a pay cut.
I got what?
Got a pay cut.
Pay cut? Okay. I'm
You're not gonna
I'm
pay
okay with that. I still think I got a great job. I mean, I can't think too many. In fact, I've said that numerous times in meetings, so probably one of the best jobs I've ever had. And I am a little old fashioned. I admit it.
You're well supported though, too.
How many
feel
can you sign?
community
Is that
support
the
When I
tonight.
go to all the other fairgrounds, I always, they used to say like my first
No.
year, be
So
sure
I
you
think you're
support your
evaluating.
fairgrounds. Now they don't say nothing. They don't. They're like,
Oh, yeah. You support Jim, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, they know.
yeah, well, you can see it if they come.
Yeah. That's for sure. I don't know if you guys heard, I did get the,
Jim, if you can
Oh,
sign the top.
I sent you an email. We got the Lioness to say yes to a new booth.
We saw that. Yay.
And there was only a couple holdouts and I can let you guess who those were.
All right, no one.
Uh-huh. I'm sure she wasn't happy after the meeting last night. Did she call you?
No, I was just,
She kept bringing up remodeling those 2 old booths. That's gonna be more expensive.
All right, it is 2:57 and we will adjourn for today.